Welcome to Behind the Sign
Podcast.
It's your girl, Shawnte, the Realtor, and
Courtney here to give you all the deets on what goes on behind the sign.
Behind the sign, yeah. We see the glossy frame, but we're shifting the lens. Where the hustle starts and the blueprint begins. Two agents, one mission, keeping it real. The soul of the story, the heart of the deal. Real conversations behind the sign.
yes, and we are so excited that you decided to join us for episode 9.
Number 9. Woo, woo. We're moving right along. And today we're going to be talking about the scariest or the smartest time to buy.
Yes.
Fear versus
Reality.
there you go.
Hey. So where are you today in today's market?
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about purchasing a home, but you are afraid? Guess what? A lot of people are afraid. Why are they afraid? They're afraid of gas prices. They're afraid of wars, things that are happening.
Food, the cost of food. When we go to the grocery store, we're spending way more money than we want to spend now. Even going out just to entertain your family or yourself
Yeah.
is costing so much now. So fear is just, I think, a normal thing right now, and it's nothing wrong to be fearful.
Right.
But we want to just try to educate you guys about fear and purchasing a home.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're going to get right into it. Fear versus reality. Many people are worried about, is this the right time, or I want to wait for the right time to purchase a house?
We hear that all the time in this business, right?
All the time. All the time. And the thing is, there's no right or wrong answer, but we can let you know that today's prices are never yesterday's prices. I mean, that's why we have yearbooks.
Right.
And people go back 20 years later and they look at it and say, how much was gas? I'm not going to tell my age, but when I was growing up, gas was 99 cents.
I remember those times
Hello?
too.
You had $5 and you can put that in your car.
Right.
You can get a full meal from multiple places.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all been out to even fast food is not fast food prices anymore.
It's not. It's like you're going to sit down at a restaurant.
It is.
It's insane.
Crazy enough, Chick-fil-A prices are better than fast food prices.
Yeah.
At that part.
It's crazy, but hey, this is the world we live in. This is a reality. We're not in 1980s, 1990s anymore. We're in the year of 2026.
Yep.
Where things are constantly moving, and either A, you're going to get on the train and you're going to move with it, or you're just going to be left behind and miss out on opportunities that present themselves. So again, we're here to educate you to make the best decisions. We're in the same boat with you guys.
Yep.
We have to pay things. We have cost of things as well. So we just have had to regroup and accept that this is just what it is, right?
This is where we are. And that's the reality of the story, is that we are in a different time. And if your goal is to own a home, then why not do it now? Why wait? Because many times, year over year, people say, I'll wait till next year, I'll wait till next year. And the prices don't stay the same, and they end up paying more money than they would have paid purchasing it previously when they actually thought about it.
Or they end up renting longer than what they anticipated because they waited, and it's like, well, hey, I'm going to wait another year. And when that year comes, it's like, oh, well, I can't really do it now. And they wait another year, and then another year goes by, and it's like, oh, I can't really do it now. So you just end up giving up on your goals or delaying your goals even further when it's just simple. Just take advantage of it now. And so let's talk about it.
Right. And the thing is, too, like refinancing your home. If you purchase a home, a lot of people purchased their home many, many moons before the pandemic.
Right.
And guess what? Because they already had a home, they were able to take advantage of the perks of
getting that lower interest rate.
lowering their interest rate. Some people refinance their home from a 30-year mortgage to a 15-year with a lower interest rate to pay off their home so much faster. And they were in position to do so.
Right.
So that's the cool thing about actually being able to just get in where you fit in.
Get in where you fit in.
And that part, once you're in, things are going to happen because life, there's always ups and there's always downs in markets, in seasons and things. We just have to get in where we fit in to kind of see what that's going to look like to make it all make sense.
I completely agree. And we talk about this all the time. Having a home is what? An asset, right? So going back to what Shawnte said, post-pandemic or during the pandemic, people were able to refinance. If you didn't have that asset to be able to do that or the collateral, you can't do it. So we want to have you guys win and win in this market. 2026, we're just about halfway through Q2. So let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen, guys. All right, so we're going to move on. And I will also say today's market actually creates hidden opportunities. Even though it's scary to move at a time like right now, I hate to tell you guys, I mean, Dave Ramsey is Dave Ramsey for a reason. He became this uber billionaire based off of buying when most people are afraid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the win. The win is right now, as we've mentioned before, is technically a buyer's market, even though buyers don't feel like it's a buyer's market.
They don't feel like it, but it really is a buyer's market.
It really is because of what you can get.
Right.
We both have buyers, we have listings, and even representing my sellers, getting some of the offers that I receive, I'm like, are you serious?
Right. Yeah.
Guess what? They're very serious because in buyer's market, they are offering what they want.
Buyers are getting what they want right now. And I'm dealing with a situation right now, just like I'm sure you are, of having to talk with my sellers about, what's most important. Like if the goal is for us to get into the new house, we have to be able to strategize from a listing price standpoint. Like this market is dictated by price and what a buyer is willing to pay. And the reality is that we can be all emotional, we can get in our feelings all we want, but the reality is that it's a buyer's market and buyers want what they want right now. So leading us back to our point, we want you guys to be able to take advantage of the hidden opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely way more opportunities that are here. Whether it comes with your negotiating power. I mean, yes, it could be purchasing a house for a lower price, but also giving you contributions to close on that house.
Right.
In the pandemic world, when everyone thought it was the best time to purchase, when everybody thinks it's the best time to purchase, that means the prices of the homes go up.
And you have more competition out there too.
Right.
You had more competition during the pandemic, whereas now you have a lot of more people straddling the fence. So although people are still buying, the market is not heavily saturated with buyers.
Right.
And so what that means is that you can go out and you can tour 5 or 6 houses and you really have your pick on which house you want to submit that offer on, because the chances of you running into multiple offer situations or a lot of buyers just coming to plow at those properties that you like, it's slim to none. Right. And also, I don't want you guys to get confused, because just because you look at 5 or 6 houses and you want to wait 2 weeks to make a decision doesn't mean that somebody else is not going to swoop in and submit an offer.
That's happened to me.
Right. It's just less competition out there right now. So taking advantage of the opportunity to move forward,
to process it,
and to get the house that you want now, really for the price that you want.
Right. That's the thing. Get the house that you want, not feeling rushed. So many people in 2020, 2021, they had no time. It was like, okay, this one.
I want to give up my inspections. I want to give appraisal. I want to, submit $10,000 over asking price.
Yeah, they were waiving stuff. And I mean, and unfortunately, some people, a nice portion of people did overpay for their home.
Oh, yeah.
Now, hoping that you love the home that you chose. And some people were buying homes sight unseen because they really wanted the home. Right now, this is just a better time where you can actually take out the time, get what you want, be in an area that you want, be able to do your due diligence to get all the cool stuff, and just be happy with your choice. And then in the long run, as when we fast forward to tape, you actually come out pretty well.
Right. So true. And so that's why it may seem scary, because you feel like I'm not 100% ready. I don't have everything. The interest rates are not where I want it to be. But going back to that fear versus reality, we have to be optimistic, and we have to realize that this may, although it may be scary, just do it scared anyway. What's that saying? Just do it anyway, something like that. But it's the smartest time to make the move to purchase a house.
It is. It is. Because right now, just to be honest, buyers that are moving on purchasing a home right now, they are actually getting homes. I've had buyers get new homes undervalued right now. And that I hadn't seen it in a while, but it's happening. So that really let it be known that, I mean, because it's not going to stay like this forever.
Right.
You know, things are going to change. Everything's going to change, you know, as it always does. So you just want to make sure you put yourself in position to capitalize and win off the opportunities that's actually here. And you don't have to go all in. I mean, just get something to have enough leverage before later, because later things are really going to be shaking and baking, and you just want to put yourself in position to be able to benefit from it. Home ownership is bigger than just interest rates, right?
It is.
It's a long-term game. You know, wealth. We're talking about wealth building.
Wealth building.
We're talking about generational wealth. We're talking about you being able to create a legacy not only for you, but your family.
With your family, yeah.
And the only way that you're actually going to do that is actually by acquiring some properties. A property. It doesn't have to be properties, but it can be properties, because you can always house hack your way into multiple properties and look up and have 5 properties.
Yeah.
You know,
have your big portfolio
if you get it done right. So you just want to think about how that all pan out for everybody, you know, how it can look in the long run for your family and for wealth, to build wealth and tax advantages, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Homeowners have big tax advantages when it comes to income tax and things like that. So again, if you don't have the asset, then you don't have the option or the opportunity to be able to take advantage of that. So going back to what Shawnte said about homeownership is bigger than the rates right now. We know that the rates have been what they have been. I think it's it's 6.25% right now, maybe somewhere around now, 6.25%, 6.5%. And I hear all the time. I just had my son's graduation event last weekend or weekend before last, and talked to a couple of family members and friends there, and they're like, "Oh, the interest rates are too high." And the reality is they're not. They're really not high. And one of the things that I talk to my buyers about all the time is, I said, we talk about how high interest rates are, yet we go and buy a car. Yet we have credit cards, and we have all of these things that have these APRs and these interest rates,
24%,
32. So my thing is this: you can swipe a credit card, or you can purchase a car and have a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10% interest rate, and that's okay. Something that's really not going to give you a return on value. A car's not going to give you return on value.
Straight off the lot, you've lost value.
But a house appreciates over time, for the most part, depending on the area. But yeah, so just really getting out of the mindset of interest rates, because there's workarounds for that too. While we're talking about rates, there's a way to buy down rates, and we don't want to get into that right now, but I actually have some buyers right now who are taking money that a builder's giving them, and instead of them putting it on the price of the house or whatever, they're going to use that to try and buy down that interest rate. And you can also do that on a resale home too.
Yeah.
So there's ways to make home ownership easy.
Right.
I think we try to make it too difficult.
Right.
And there's so many ways to make it easy.
Right. And the thing is too, once you lock in a mortgage rate, that payment is the payment until you refi, do something different, modification or something like that. it's going to be the same.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, you probably only going to refi or do some type of modification if it makes sense for you to lower your payment.
Right.
So typically you're going to get in a better situation than you were previously, prior to the time you actually purchased the home. So it's always a way to get to things, and it's just so many different opportunities for you to be able to kind of come out with the advantages that you have to be able to do all the things that your heart and the things you've been dreaming about doing in your life, because the cool part is a house doesn't necessarily hold you back. Mm-hmm. It actually gives you leverage. I've had clients that leased out their property a couple of times, like I'm moving out, put some tenants in there and go live my best life. And then, hey, I'm back. I'll come back and maybe do an upgrade or two,
right,
and then be back out again. It doesn't hold you down where you can't do anything, because you can always put that house on the market, lease it out, have you a little cash flow coming in while somebody else pays off your mortgage for you.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's a no-brainer to me. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't do that if you're living in someone else's house paying rent to a landlord. But if you have your own property, you have the option to say, hey, I want to lease this house out, I'm gone, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, sublet. We haven't really got into subletting, but you can, do like an Airbnb type situation for people that come into town for work or whatever. So the opportunities, I feel like, with owning a home are endless.
They really are.
It's really endless.
We're not trying to sell you a pipe dream. We're just selling you the real, the real, whether, even if it's not even in the best space. Like, I have a client right now who have multiple properties. And yes, everyone feels in every industry, every job, everything, people are feeling something, right? And I was speaking with my client even about the Airbnb property that they have. He was like, it's actually doing good. They were initially just going to test it out for 6 months just to see. Mm-hmm. We're already past a year now, and it's still rocking and rolling, doing what it's supposed to do, making money, and doing great things. And sometimes we all have the choice to downgrade, upgrade. When you have certain leverages that allow you to do that, that's the difference. When you're renting only, you just basically have to base that off the landlord. Mm-hmm. They only want you to have maybe about a year or 2 year max rental term, because they want to go up on your rent, because they want to make sure they stay within the market. Now, if they're in the market, you might be good, but as the market increases, just because you're staying there doesn't mean the rent is not going to increase as well. Right. So those are just things you just have to consider. And at the end of the day, if you're going to stay at a place for 4 or 5 years plus, then purchasing a home might be something that you really should consider, because the amount of money that you're going to pour into the rent, you're not going to get back. And it is no such thing as quote unquote rent to own. Right. I figured that out when I became a realtor, because I was like, it was a popual question.
Right.
Like,
it was a popular question. Like,
like, I want to do the rent to own thing. I've been staying here, and what that really means is you have to get qualified to purchase the home. Like, you still have to go through
the process,
the full
right?
process. Yeah. You have the first right of refusal, meaning they will offer it to you, but you still have to go through all the processes, which means all the rent that you paid prior to, maybe you stayed there for 5 years and you're like, oh, I've been staying here for 5 years. That doesn't count towards the house. So that's why I say it's really not a rent to own situation.
Right. And ultimately it's up to the landlord to be able to say, well, hey, I'm going to rent to eventually for you owning this. But hey, that landlord may say, hey, I don't ever want to give up this property because it's their leverage, it's their asset. They may want to pass that down to someone else.
If you're a good tenant, and it's a cash cow for them.
Right.
So why would I want to give it up for that when you're doing what I needed to do?
Exactly. So going back to the point of get your own, start the journey to home ownership. Do it scared anyway. And don't think about the now. Think about the endless opportunities that owning a home can provide. Yeah. And I think the biggest elephant in the room right now is interest rates. So let's just forget about that. Get with an expert. We have our vendor partners, our lenders that can help you break down the numbers and look at things from a perspective of what my monthly is going to look like, what is this overall going to look like, because I know we've harbored a lot on interest rates right now, but when you purchase a home, some of the other things that you have to think about is the property taxes, the insurance that you have to get on the property, flood insurance because we live in a coastal city. But and all of those things kind of tie into what you're paying monthly. But again, it's so much better to pay that monthly on your own versus renting. And again, we don't want to put any shade on renting because there's a season and a time in everybody's life where if you have to rent, you have to rent.
Right.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if your goal is truly to become a homeowner, stop sitting on that goal. Stop sitting on it. You know, make it happen. And we can create the opportunities for you to make it happen. And we can go down that journey with you, scared or not. You know, my coach tells me all the time, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
Right?
You got to.
You have to, because if not, then fear will cripple you.
It will.
It will literally cripple you, and you'd be sitting in the same position, and 10 years be done flown by. You'd be like, well, God, dog, you know, like what happened?
Right.
So.
And, you know, I want to also highlight, you know, the veterans. You know, I have some veterans that I'm working with, and especially the ones who have extended benefits. It does not make any sense for you not to step into home ownership, because really there's so many opportunities out there that what's happening today probably affects you the least, because you're in a really, really good position to be able to purchase a house for a very low price, no money down. And if you have additional benefits, that puts you even in a stronger position. So the reality is there's no perfect time. There's no perfect time. The only time for you to do it is to look at reality, face your fears, and just say, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, just do it. And then later on, you're gonna love yourself and thank yourself later that you actually did it. And we just have to move one step at a time. So
One step at a time.
Keep going, face your fears, as she said, and let's just make it happen, guys, because as scary as it is, I promise you're gonna get to the other side safely and abundantly. And we're here, we're all rooting for you, and we want you to live out your dreams, like fight for your dreams, live your best life.
Live your best
wherever that is, you know? So let's do it, guys.
And the scariest thing for me is not chasing my dreams. The scariest thing for me is not at least attempting to reach a goal that I wanted to reach. So I also want to put a pin in what you said about veterans, that benefits and no property taxes and things like that, depending on your percent eligibility. Let's put a pin in that because that's a Texas thing. That's a Texas thing, okay?
Texas.
Come on down to Texas.
Come on, Texas.
You know, no property taxes for those veterans if you know, even at 80%.
Listen,
you know,
they do say everything in Texas is big, okay? And
bigger and better.
We do things big in Texas,
That's
okay?
right.
So listen, we want you, like I say, have the best life you can have here. And don't be afraid. Just go for it. Take one step at a time. Even if it's a small move like a condo, a townhome, something like that, just do something.
Absolutely.
Do something.
100% agreed. So we hope you guys have enjoyed your time here on episode 9, talking about the scariest or the smartest time to buy.
Which one is it?
Which one is it?
How
Don't
you
let
feel?
fear hold you back from
Don't
having
do it.
the reality that you truly want.
Yep. So you heard what Courtney said. Don't let the fear hold you back. So say yes to the address.
Say yes to the address.
And
We're waiting to shake your keys and your...
Right. So let's do this thing. And we totally appreciate you guys taking out the time to hang out with me and Courtney again. Don't forget to click, like, subscribe, share
with your friends and family.
Anyone you know that needs to hear this message today.
Yeah. We're not gatekeepers. We want to give y'all all the stuff.
We want to.
So that y'all can be very prepared for.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Bye. Take care.
Behind the sign, yeah. We see the glossy frame, but we're shifting the lens. where the hustle starts and the blueprint begins. Two agents, one mission, keeping it real. The soul of the story, the heart of the deal. Real conversations behind the sign.